Alright, baby, you know what it is. Infamous Amadeuz, SiriusXm Shade 45 officially tapped in. When I'm not on that Shade 45 and I'm not in the left lane, even when I am in the left lane, I'm tapped in with Katie, and welcome to the Rawrrzone, the hottest podcast. And I found out she's a wrestling fan. So you know what it is. I'm about to pull up to the podcast and run it all the way up. The Infamous Amadeuz, you know what it is, the Punchline Academy. Woo!
From olive colored skin to chocolate brown, lipsticks and lip gloss should be color rich, long lasting, bold and luscious. Bold and Luscious Cosmetics. Find them at balcosmetics.com. Complete with vitamin E, lanolin, and antioxidants, Bold and Luscious gives you soft, moisturized lips all day. Reds, nudes, pinks, darks, bright. balcosmetics.com. balcosmetics.com.
Hey. What's up with my homie Snoopy, aka Cool Joe? I see you. Hey, bruh. The homie
Hey, Schroeder! Schroeder, drop the beat!
Check this out. Yeah, I'm a poet with a voice that can clear the waves. The old spirit of a slave that can pierce and gaze. They say life is a game that rookies cleared the way. Because of his Russian roulette, I'm prepared to play. We gon' see who left standing when the bear will spin. It's gon' be dues paid out of Frisco, man. I heard somebody say Frisco is a faggot town. You from the city saying that, then you's a clown. We don't do long shoes, skinny jeans, and tutus. We like to hold stripper, then we scream no blues clues. I remember when young thugs dressed like boys. Nowadays these young thugs just like boys. They do it for attention, that's nothing new. Don't get mad when your album goes dumps the juice. Man, I'm only keep it real cause I got no chill. People ask me who I think I am, Ron O'Neal. I'm the thief in the night that stole the good guy's wife. Had her squirting on everything the good guy likes. And when the good guy came home, his house was a mess. Had his wife smiling like the Grinch with hickeys on her neck. I'm a boss of the scope, bitch, rub on my tummy. Give me shrimp Alfredo, give me half of your money. Your baby daddy is a dummy, girl, I'm smarter than him. I hit you off like a year, ain't no father like him. Man, my pull-out game is pleasantly, have you feeling heavenly? Giving you this ecstasy without no pregnancy. My pedigree words come off cleverly. Got away with women like Cosby's in the 70s. Breezy.
I'm an upper class goon gorilla. I say what I want, no filter. Money making live like he's going. And no type of could pull off in a foreign. Fast cars, Abu Dhabi, we riding. If you say you're fucking with us, nigga, you're lying. Small circle cause his niggas be hating. They don't want it from a goon they created. I'm a big dog cause I holler at the moon. Keep it gangster on the Charlie Brown tune. It's black and white, fuck it, I love Lucy. I'm pound down on top of house like Snoopy. I'm out with Woodstock, Rerun, and Franklin. They working hard, too many jobs like Jamaicans. My bankroll cash flow say plenty. I'm always full, don't even know about empty. I ain't playing, man, grown man shit. And getting money's what I know what to get. Our weakest link is like the king in the castle. Across the globe we doing shows, no hassle. I gotta say I like the way we be moving. Low key, back door, no losing. Yeah, I did it, now it's time to get high. Fat blood, smoking property, we fly.
Where my baddies is at? Where my baddies is at? Where my baddies is at? Flame the track, baddies pull up, the baddies is bad. Lit in the club, she wants to handle, she taking it off. Shirt in the air, waving like a helicopter. It's game time, we get to the bucks, shaking it, yeah, she don't give a fuck. New York in the building, got them all in they feelings. Said we ain't getting money, you know what we building. Where my baddies is at? Where my baddies is at? the vibes, yeah. Me and my three pulling up, do the math, clear the path. They dim them lights, yeah. We on the floor shaking ass. Here he comes to make a pass. We want the butter peeking thighs, and their eyes is giving Swedish pie. Calling me a player, cause I'm ghosting with the glitchy vibe. The villas to my right, left these lanes on red, cause I need a sexy as Zeddy on whole wheat bread. Get it and get it, he wanna fuck with the realest. He tapped me light on my shoulder like, baby, let's handle business. I got exotic, hypnotic, mixed the rum with the sonic. Get me crazy enough, my sender new with the bonnet. Flame the track, baddies pull up, the baddies is bad. Lit in the club, two wants to hit, no, she taking it off. Shirt in the air, waving like a helicopter. It's game time, we get to the bucks, shaking it, yeah, she going New York in the building, got them all in they feelings. Said we ain't getting money, you know what we building. Where my baddies is at? Where my baddies is at? Where my baddies, where my baddies, where my baddies is at? I'm on a run, I'm going crazy. Rum got me talking freaky, I'm a lady. I told him come through for a day, let's role play with the anime. Turn into a hoochie hoe, playing with his Yu-Gi-Oh. I'm a beast, I'm a god, I'm a rock, I'm a warrior. Too slick in my whip on foreigner. Like, I'm as cold as ice. BX baddie, I ain't down for no soda and slime. But you my little stink. Big bad boys like PT girls working on that. Bestie poppin' booty up, cause you on the frame, my little stink. Big bad boys love PT girls working on that. Bestie poppin' booty up, cause you on the frame. Flame the track, baddies pull up, the baddies is bad. Lit in the club, two wants to hit, no, she taking it off. Shirt in the air, waving like a helicopter. It's game time, we get to the bucks, shaking it, yeah, she don't give a fuck. New York in the building, got them all in they feelings. Said we ain't getting money, you know what we building. Where my baddies is at? Where my baddies is at? Where my baddies, where my baddies, where my baddies is at? 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 Where my baddies is at?
Okay. I see what's going on. You really think I don't know? Man, go. You don't really want me to win. Yeah, I know. You don't really want me to win. Yeah, I know. You ain't gotta pretend you a friend. You ain't gotta pretend you a friend. You don't really want me to win. Yeah, I know. You don't really want me to win. Yeah, I know. You ain't gotta pretend you a friend. You ain't gotta pretend you a friend. Cut him off quick. Know I got it in me. Crazy when you broski. Sound like Ro Timmy. You could get an Emmy. I was getting busy. How come when I work on the gym empty? They never got a rebound when I miss that shot, and they only want you to pass as soon as you get hot. Every winner got a friend that's probably hoping they stop. They be the first one laugh as soon as you get dropped. But guess what? For anybody that's not hoping I be well, I'ma put hands on your neck like I'm Spreewell. Even if he tell, I'ma still prevail. Smooth like CL, Jimmy with the VL. Yeah, big motion got him emotional. Doing what I'm supposed to do, chilling with a chosen few. If you did the wrong thing and I was close to you, I'ma never notice you. Forever unapproachable. Step off. You don't really want me to win. Yeah, I know. You don't really want me to win. Yeah, I know. You ain't gotta pretend you a friend. You ain't gotta pretend you a friend. You don't really want me to win. Yeah, I know. You don't really want me to win. Yeah, I know. You ain't gotta pretend you a friend. You ain't gotta pretend you a friend. Damn. It's crazy when they switch up. Now they all mad cause I'm the one they can't hit up. Yeah. Shorty wanna get up, even though we split up. You should probably give up. It's dead, no dig up. You is out of order. I'm thinking about torture. If it wasn't for a quarter, get them wet like water. I got a little daughter. I got a supporter. Gotta get a bag while I'm being a performer. Family bugging. Friends can't trust them. Still mad love, but a lot less hugging. All the being mugging. They see when I'm becoming. Blowing up my phone cause she mad I ain't cuffing. Some of y'all hate me. A lot of y'all love me. Ain't nobody above me. Only God can judge me. Shout out to the gang. We all getting money. And everybody walking to the banks like Lucky. About money. You don't really want me to win. Yeah, I know. You don't really want me to win. Yeah, I know. You ain't gotta pretend you a friend. You ain't gotta pretend you a friend. You don't really want me to win. Yeah, I know. You don't really want me to win. Yeah, I know. You ain't gotta pretend you a friend. You ain't gotta pretend you a friend.
This is exclusive music. Rawrrzone, DJ. Let's go to the north, yeah, east, yeah, west. Everybody take a picture and show us your flex. We want the whole world to let us know how they feeling right now. Stop, focus, flex, go Rawrrzone. Stop, focus, flex, let's go. time to waste, it's time to up the ante. Put your glasses in the air. Only thing we drinking is the new Bel Air. This is for the hustlers, all your millionaires. Batman mansion with the spiral stairs. Pulling up to the scene. New Rolls Royce outside looking clean. Shorties with no drawers on, clubbers on steam. Hennessy 5 shots jumping off with the team.
Hold up, Ramplo. It's somebody's birthday. Take them cameras out and let's flex on them. Go Virgos, it's your birthday. Go Taurus, it's your birthday. Go Leos, it's your birthday. All Capricorns, it's your birthday. Go Libras, it's your birthday. Go Aries, it's your birthday. Go Geminis, it's your birthday. All Scorpios, it's your birthday.
It's your birthday when the clock hits 12. Bottles in the air, time to celebrate yourself. It's been a long year, but you got that well. Louis the 13th, you're drinking top shelf. Put them cups up if you roll with 21. Girls wildin' out, yo, they wanna have fun. Killing VIP with that 151. DJs on the set, got the crowd going dumb.
Stop, focus, flex, Canada. Stop, focus, flex, Asia. Stop, focus, flex, Africa. Stop, focus, flex, North America. Out in Germany, show us your flex. France, UK, show us your flex. Australia, Middle East, show us your flex. Hawaii, everybody, show us your flex. Alright, now edit it. Okay, post it. Give it a little boost. There you go. Show us your flex.
I will be with the fire.
I told them I'm really a street legend. When it come to beef, I'm carrying 3 weapons. Every other verse, even got Keith sweating. The real Batman remind you of Heath Ledger. I told them I'm really a street legend. When it come to beef, I'm carrying 3 weapons. Every other verse, even got Keith sweating. The real Batman remind you of Heath Ledger. They wanna play it by the side. They looking at a Bronx nigga ready to collide. You fucking with them streets, then you meeting your demise. You can tell you see the Shadow Master through your eyes. I can tell you divide. You reaping that grand prize until I beat you down. Now you seeing on the skies. You looking at a legend while I'm blasting the weapon. You up in the club, I'm laughing, try asking me questions. Your bitch looking bad till she pass her reflection. Well, guess what? I mean, so pass the suggestion. I told these niggas, man, I'm really a street legend. When it come to beef, I'm carrying 3 weapons. Every other verse, even got Keith sweating. I swear to God, remind you of Batman, Heath Ledger. I told them I'm really a street legend. When it come to beef, I'm carrying 3 weapons. Every other verse, even got Keith sweating. The real Batman remind you of Heath Ledger. I told them I'm really a street legend. When it come to beef, I'm carrying 3 weapons. Every other verse, even got Keith sweating. The real Batman remind you of Heath Ledger. I'm playing games as the Puerto Rican rap man. I pull out shots like goddamn, I'm the fat man. You saying something wrong, I'm running like I'm Batman. Your whole physical is ran through a CAT scan. The 20 base, my nigga, I mean I pack grams. You saying something wrong, man, until I stack fans. Out of bounds, you playing, you out of route. The product's narcotic, my nigga, I move it out. While they playing, while they moving, I'm lifting that old bait. That shit so pain, it's mixing like Soul Train. The flow coke, man, remind you of Cobain. You play the wrong name, I'm really like Max Payne. I clap dames easily, show you where you need to be. Yeah, I'm from the South Bronx, beat your ass easily. Playing now, I show you how we rolling right now. Until I pull your block and turn this shit to a ghost sound. I told them I'm really a street legend. When it come to beef, I'm carrying 3 weapons. Every other verse, even got Keith sweating. The real Batman remind you of Heath Ledger. I told them I'm really a street legend. When it come to beef, I'm carrying 3 weapons. Every other verse, even got Keith sweating. The real Batman remind you of Heath Ledger.
Yeah. You know what time it is? Check. Big Five is here. Big Five is here. Stones, what up? What up? Kiko, what up? What up? Original Army shit. Ride. Check. Look. Yo, it's the infamous infantry. When it's done, my name is written in infamy. Same artist started with, I'm just giving you history. 97 when I'm piffing, the piffing sound like I literally spit with a symphony when I rip a beat. The X, so I came from the Carter. You think you couldn't eat before? I'ma give you these bars of the starter. School of hard knock, I came from a charter. For hip-hop, I'm a martyr. I just got a little wiser and smarter. Came a long way from blasting the chrome. Street degrees and LLCs, I created a path of my own. 97 piff trapped in his zone. Punchlines cracking your dome. Hustle till the package is gone. Plus these bars are hug blocks. The first rap you ever heard that kick a freestyle off the sound of a gunshot. What you think young and rapping to do? You screaming all life matters. Your own life don't even matter to you. It's young.
Salute back, General Soaps, this is the rebirth. Veteran expert, niggas question my net worth. Plot at my death end, saw me in the black curse, but I rose from the dead with the mask waving the Ruger first. Parting the weight, let's get back to this Bishop Valley. I'm fresh from the Caribbean's clear water. Jet skis, always been a winner, that losing shit is my pet peeve. I'm not a rook, get you part of it, no 7C squeeze before the slip up. How they down when the bishop? If I darken the flow, I might reunite the commission. From the X to Harlem, still a coalition. I had to show face, they had me on the crates missing. They think society but myth for ghosts. How long I've been spitting, am I really a goat? Did I come in with mo, did I jot and take notes? I'm down back with if it's time for us to blow. Right. Yeah. Get at 'em records. Get at 'em records. Casper Valley forever, you heard? It's the motherfucking army, nigga. Yeah. Yo, if I got you, nigga. Yeah. Rappers acting rude, and left for lots of black and blues. I swear I smack a dude and quickly fix his attitude. Don't talk absurd, cause that's my word. I fucking splatter you, the fucking desert bird, to leave you lost of words like Scrabble do. You've never had a few dude, niggas of this magnitude. I ain't fuck you up yet, show a little gratitude. Get off my dick, you fucking wish you had the attributes. You can't fit where I sit, you just ain't compatible. The fish I copy, sparkling like it's magical. The bitch I got can sniff more lines in longitude and latitude. Make a head bop. I ain't your average dude, get head a lot to make the bed rock. Yabba dabba do. I know it's savage true, nothing that I'd rather do. Post on the avenue and move a couple packs or two. Life's a movie, I just got a different camera view. Mash you like Bangu and turn you into maggot food. Watch your lips, so my whole clip is coming after you. Reach in your mouth, rip out your tongue and use the shit to strangle you. If pressure makes you fold, then I'ma flatten you. You do what you told, I do what I have to do. I'm with whatever you rather do, don't matter to. We can get shit jumping like a kangaroo. I better step into that I can step you back into. You better chill, cause I ain't real, I ain't just slacking you. It's the motherfucker on. Thought we was playing. Thought we was playing, right?
From olive-colored skin to chocolate brown, lipsticks and lip gloss should be color-rich, long-lasting, bold, and luscious. Bold and Luscious Cosmetics. Find them at balcosmetics.com. Complete with vitamin E, lanolin, and antioxidants, Bold and Luscious gives you soft, moisturized lips all day. Reds, nudes, pinks, darks, bright. balcosmetics.com. balcosmetics.com.
What's up, world? Your homegirl Ivy. This is welcome to the Rawrrzone. Happy Rawrrzone Day, everyone. As usual, you can find us everywhere. www.rawrzonenyc.com. You can follow us at our home of Elgin Sound Radio, Tuesdays 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch us on Wednesday in Ohio and 150 other countries on 232.3 FM. Artists, please remember that we are ASCAP, BMI, CSAC, CPL, Sound Exchange, all of the certifications you need in order to get paid off your royalties. Please contact Promo Guide. She's got the 30-day rotation going on right now. Make sure you hit her up for that. You could also catch me on What's SmackDown on SmackDown as myself, TJ the Grey One, the Super God 6XL, and the Ultimate Heel himself, Diesel the I Zombie. We talk shit about wrestling, catch our WrestleMania recap, follow Abe from DET, my co-host, my partner in crime, and stay tuned. Anything wrestling with Mania. We are on the road to the Give Back for Sean. Our road to the Give Back event will be June 22nd, 2024 from 6 to 10 p.m. hosted by Candy from the movement herself. If you're looking to sponsor and get involved with our cause, email us at ivproductions@nyc@gmail.com. Sean Segui spent the last year and a half of his life advocating for sarcoma research, and his death affected a lot of people in different places, and we're looking to give back in his name. We're working with the Sarcoma Foundation, the races, so we want to bring a little of that awareness here. So without further ado, we're going to take this to interview with the man, the myth, the legend, the person that needs no introduction, the Infamous Amadeuz. Stay tuned.
Yo, what you doing, bro? That's that new Infamous Amadeuz. Who? Infamous Amadeuz. Oh, he's that new rapper from the Bronx? Facts, bro. Shit, fire. You can't be taking that off, man. That's that new.
Yeah. I got you stuck off the realness. Youngin', invincible, untouchable. They come around, but they never come close to you. All alone in these streets, cousin. They come around, but they never invincible, untouchable. They come around, but they never come close to you. All alone in these streets, cousin. My shit though. They come around, but they never invincible, untouchable. Yo, hey yo, life is what you make it. Anything you want, you gotta take it. Real OGs never fake it. I'm flagrant. The God MC what I'm speaking right. Only thing more sacred is Jesus Christ. He's precise. These trees are nice. I've been rhyming so long, it's like I breathe through mics. Look what the game became to be. All these labels are so deaf like Jermaine Dupri. Cause they sign artists regardless if they not the hardest. So much time they took up trying to get their bars and hooks up, when the only crack they ever had was cocaine cooked up. Real talk, these are the damn facts. Young I scan tracks so I can spit rap on anthrax. Any day now is my lifeline. I'm back, but I never left like I'm stuck on the right side. It's young. They come around, but they never come close. Yeah, you all alone in these streets, cousin. They come around, but they never. That's a vibe right there, though. Invincible, untouchable. Youngin'. They come around, but they never come close to you. All alone in these streets, cousin. They come around, but they never. Invincible, yo, hey yo, a lot of niggas say that I sound like Kiss, but if I would've dropped first, they say he sound like Inf. It's the same shit with Big and Shine, A Boogie and TJ. We still getting high on the freeway. The squad is crazy. It amazes me how people want me to change the voice that God gave me. I'm on like the Navy, cause in my lifetime, my dynasty had the blueprint like Jay-Z. Young's on top of the slums, so hot where I'm from. I can moonwalk on top of the sun, then back kick you like Chuck Norris. Cause if I miss with a jab, I always got a hook like one chorus. I ain't new to this, approach tracks with ruthlessness. I leave you crossed like a crucifix, act up like a movie script, and my heat will disturb the peace like a ludicrous young. They come around, but they never come close to you. All alone in these streets, cousin. Yeah, they come around, but they never invincible, untouchable. Right. They come around, but they never come close to you. All alone in these streets, cousin. Youngin'. They come around, but they never invincible, untouchable. Y'all played and lose, youngin', while I play for keeps with apes of heath that got my mind high for weeks. On the dance floor with heat to melt the gold in your teeth. Scoop a freak, then I beat and throw my dick in her cheek. It ain't sweet, bring your fleet. I got millions of peeps to shoot up your Jeep and leave your brains laying on the street. If it's beef, you need to say so, or else lay low on the block with yayo to add dough to my payroll. I'm just a young star, spitting dumb hard, cruising some cars. I got two nuts, why fuck with one broad? Betting by the bar, putting smoke when my lungs are. You gangsters so hard,
car till you find out where the guns are. Meet your fate. My 38 is at an all-time rate. You want cake, nigga, step to the plate. Pick a date, I can't wait to have you sleeping by a lake. I show a burn in your ass so we can get this shit straight. It's young.
They come around, but they never come close to you. All alone in these streets.
You know the vibes, though.
They come around, but they never invincible, untouchable.
World famous.
They come around, but they never come close to you. All alone in these streets, cousin. They come around, but they never invincible, untouchable.
Any day now, the sequel, the infamous Amadeuz.
Video? They're gonna be like, wow. I'm out of here.
What's up, bro? Happy Rawrrzone Day, well, night at this point, but it's your homegirl, Ivy, Katie, whatever you want to call me. Just talk to me nice, because our Lord and Savior, Bob Marley, does not like ugly. We here are another edition of Welcome to the Rawrrzone, Season 5. We've been having some fun. We've had some dope guests so far. But, like I said, Season 5 was also going to be a pop. And our guest today is a firecracker, man. Artist, producer, videographer, and entrepreneur. The infamous Amadeuz exemplifies what a future hip-hop mogul looks like. From the Punchline Academy on Shade 45 and SiriusXm to being a guest DJ for the New York Knicks. Now, I know a lot of people, and I'm a wrestling fan, but everyone narcs out the moment I say the word Knicks. So, clearly, this is fucking awesome. Accompanied by his trademark Nutcracker drinks on National Geographic, and is known as the entertainment industry, has established himself as one of the premier individuals both on the forefront and behind the scenes. So that means if you grew up or you were old enough to drink between the years of like 2014 to 2019, right before the pandemic, maybe you had a really good party time. Because if you got a Nutcracker, especially from the Bronx, them shit be hitting. But I'm not going to get into that because that's not. Without further ado, the one, the only Punchline Academy on Shade 45 to SiriusXm himself, the infamous Amadeuz, is in the building.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Woo!
Yo, how are you?
You know the Nutcrackers go way further than that. Actually, it's funny because what I did when I was featured on National Geographic, the whole point of the show was they were basically trying to urbanize moonshine, right? So they basically had filmed like all these guys like in the woods in like Alabama, like doing moonshine. And I had this shit rocking in New York. So we did the segment or whatever. And I was like, listen, you gotta go to this restaurant on 100th Street in Broadway. It's called Flor de Mayo, because the actual Nutcracker was invented by this guy named Jose. Mm-hmm. And he's Chinese and Peruvian. So he's a Chino that talks Spanish like a Dominican. And I mean fluent Spanish. Like you can go into the restaurant and literally order in Spanish. So yeah, it's crazy because the original Nutcracker was invented by an Asian who talks Spanish, probably in the 70s. And then someone tried to mimic it and brought it on the street. And I just figured out how to popularize it. And that was that.
Man, I remember like so many summers. And then everyone tried to remake it, because then for some reason, like, it slowed down for a while. Mm-hmm. So everyone was like, fuck it, I'm gonna make my own. But a good Nutcracker, I know for a fact, if it's right on top, right, like it'll get you drunk enough, just like, I don't know if you ever had Chipuro from Greece.
Yeah, I have, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right there.
Yeah. Yeah, the best Nutcrackers came from Uptown. So I mean, Uptown is literally the Bronx and anything west of 110th Street in Manhattan. So if you wanted like the fire Nutcrackers, like that's kind of like where you needed to go to get like the best quality shit possible.
You think it's gonna be? I mean, the summer's coming up, so you're gonna see more of that. Like,
Oh yeah, no, it's Nutcrackers is every year because it's like, you can go and spend like $50 to $100 and bring back like $400 or $500 profit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for the hood, it always makes sense. And then, we are in the age of these expensive regular bottles. Like before, it was just like, I remember when I was growing up, we had like Cristal and shit like that. It was all champagne based, or like even like today, like Ace of Spades. Now you got like tequila that's super expensive. You got cognac that's super expensive. So Nutcrackers are always going to thrive, especially when the beach is a hot day, it's frozen, and you can get it for $5 or $10. You ain't walking, trekking in the sand to the bodega. That's like, depending on where you are. So Nutcrackers, I think, are always going to thrive, especially in New York.
Like, I know there's very few people, at least around me, because I'm in Astoria, but like I only know a couple of people that actually still do them, but I don't see it like I used to anymore. It's kind of sad.
There's actually shout out my man Moez. He's in Astoria. He actually has. So during COVID, I was licensing the recipe to people because obviously nobody was getting money. So like, how you gonna get paid? So people were hitting me up. So I was just licensing. Like what like an NDA where basically you can't give away the recipe, and I would only license to one person in each borough and then go out from city there. So there is someone that actually has my Nutcracker recipe in Astoria. His name is Moez at Moez Money 1 on Instagram, and I think he might have like a store on Steinway that has it.
Wait, I think I know who you're talking about, and if that's the same person, I think I went to high school with him.
Yeah, Moez, yeah. I was working with him a lot in the clubs at one time, and he got the recipe from me.
That's funny. That's funny. It is him.
That's funny.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Shout out to Moez. But Moez is the only person in Queens that has the recipe that anybody saw on National Geographic. So he's the only person in the entire borough that has it.
Let me ask you a question. Would you ever like want to license it out again?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course. I mean, especially now because now it's like my situation is secure with the Punchline Academy show. So that drink holds a special place to me because that's what got me in the building. That's what got me to the radio station. It wasn't DJing or rapping or being a hip hop store. None of that shit. It was literally selling liquor on TV. That's what got me in the building. So yeah, I mean, as long as it makes sense, as long as some people could feed their families and things of that nature, then yeah, because that was the whole point of me going on television. It was one. I wasn't selling liquor. I was selling my personality. I don't think people understood that. It wasn't about me going on there and Nutcrackers and, popularizing it. Because it did popularize it outside of New York. Like if you were in New York, you knew about Nutcrackers. But now they sell Nutcrackers in Brazil and Russia and Poland. Because obviously National Geographic is probably the hugest television platform besides the History Channel. Or like CNN or something. Probably even bigger than that, right? Yeah. I think we agree on that. So yeah, I mean, a lot of people picked up on it, and they did exactly what we did. They saw me on television, and they just created their own variation of it. But yeah, if someone wanted to get the license the recipe, of course, yeah. Well, I mean, why not?
So, before we started talking about the Nutcracker. For those that haven't, followed you, I know that's a pretty hard stretch right now because you're everywhere. But tell our audience a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, well, I am the Infamous Amadeuz, known for short as Inf. I have a radio show on SiriusXm Shade 45 called The Punchline Academy, Wednesday, 7 p.m. EST, 4 p.m. on the West Coast. Previous to that, for 7 years, I was on the Lord Sear special, which is noon to 4 every day. I did everything on that show from camera work to guest bookings and just everything. And I also DJ'd on Thursdays at noon and 3 o'clock. And we developed this thing called the Left Lane Mix, where it's basically like an hour of 90s hip hop and people just, enjoyed it. I mean, previous to that, obviously, as you said, I am film director or video director. I've shot over 170 music videos for Papoose, Styles P, Jim Jones, Fetty Wap. I mean, I'm missing a lot, but you can just put my name in YouTube and you'll see that. One time I had a print magazine called I Get Out, a magazine. We went 243 newsstands across New York City. And I do a lot, but I guess more importantly, I keep the culture moving as forward as possible. And I guess when you see me, that is the thing that people resonate with the most, whether they saw me on television or whether they saw me holding a camera or they hear me on the radio. That's just kind of the one common denominator that I think people relate to me the most. It's just taking the culture and just pushing it and curating it the way that I think it should be.
So speaking of the culture, right? There's been a lot of like progression, I guess you would say, sometimes maybe a little bit too like going too much on the fast lane. Mm-hmm. How do you feel since you dropped your first project in 2012, I believe?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
With artists like Griselda Ransom, Mickey Fax, Chris Rivers, just to name a few, when people say hip hop is dead, do you think they're comparing today's rap to what we came up? Well, wait, our generation of listeners came up on?
Yeah, I think people, when they say hip hop is dead, they don't understand that people curate their own playlist now, right? So, for example, my daughter, she's not gonna listen to Mobb Deep or Nas. Her playlist is younger artists like 41 or like, she's into like a lot of R&B, like SZA and this, and then she has like her Dominican side where she listens to like Aventura and shit like that, right?
That's cool.
If you're looking at it like who's the quote unquote most popular rapper, all of the top rappers still fucking rap with bars. I mean, it doesn't matter what generation you're in. If we were to go right now and say, okay, who are the top 5 rappers right now in 2024? You could say Drake, he got bars, right? You could say J. Cole, he got bars. You could say Lil Baby. I mean, some people say Lil Baby fell off, but I think Lil Baby got bars, right? For like an Atlanta artist. So again, it just depends on if you think that it's going to be, DJ Premier 90s boom bap instrumentals, and you think kids are going to navigate towards that, then you're going to be disappointed every time. If you don't like something, just don't listen to it. We listen to what we like. I don't know what you listen to, but you'll listen to specific artists that you like. And I think people now actually have like a wider palette because they have access to so much music. Hip hop is not dead.
I feel like I listen to everything. Like I said before, like I came into hip hop late, so I love hip hop. I grew up with punk music. I grew up with the 90s R&B, Michael Jackson, Prince, stuff like that. So when I start hearing now more people are incorporating like rock into hip hop, I find those types of things so interesting when it comes to music that I feel like if we still have the element of the storytelling and we have the element of the bars, then it's still hip hop, isn't it?
Yeah. No, I agree. And again, music is diverse. Now they're combining country with hip hop. I mean, again, it just depends. Like, hip hop purists, like let's just call them hip hop purists, right? And I'm a hip hop purist myself. But hip hop purists, the majority of them want people to come on the record and rap like Nas on his first album. And it's just not happening anymore, right? It's not happening anymore. And the quicker you accept that, the quicker you can move forward and just find the artist that you like to listen to. That's it. Because a part of the problem is the older generation, so I'm 41, right? So people that are like, let's say older than me. Yeah, I'm 41, yeah.
But you look like 20s.
Thank you. That's why I'm not afraid to say my age, though, right? Because age is wisdom, and I guess I still look okay, right? So I'm not falling apart.
No, you've always had like a young face.
Yeah, no, I'm 41. I turned 41 March 9th. I forgot. Yeah. So anyway, so if these people are like waiting for like, the reincarnation of Illmatic Nas or Rakim, I mean, it's just not happening. But you name some people, right, that are in the lane, like Griselda, Chris Rivers. I mean, there's a bunch of them. Flea Lord. There's a lot. If that's what you like, just listen to it and popularize that within your community. The problem with the real lyrical artists, right? Let's just call them like real lyrical artists. They just don't make music for commercial spaces. So that's why more people don't listen to it. That's why it feels like it's underground, right? So they're making all these records, but they don't give me a record that I could play in a barbecue, or I could play in a fucking bar mitzvah, or like in a wedding. It's just very like in the car, in the left lane, my playlist. This is what I'm listening to. There seems to be no diversity in a sense, right? When it comes to like lyrical artists. So, if you want things to change and you want people to listen to music a different way, you got to give them feel good music that they can listen to in commercial spaces. That's what makes music popular. Like when you get amongst 10,000 people, what's the record that people are going to rock to? Right? So make music like that, and that's the problem solved.
With your first project dating back to 2012, right? Where did this all start for you?
Well, I mean, the whole journey started for me as a rapper. So I think it starts most of us like that. Started for me as a rapper. And then I saw music changing actually around the time that I dropped that out, maybe a little even before that, like when the auto-tune era hit, you were listening to T-Pain and you were like, okay, well, we don't know if he could sing or not sing, but he has like this cool sound. We're rocking with it. But once you saw people like Kanye and Lil Wayne do it, now okay, music is going to change because they're showing you that you can make someone that doesn't know how to harmonize sound good. So, I decided the best course of action for me was to figure out how all this worked, like how all the behind the scenes work, like how I'm able to do your job as a host and the person holding the camera and the person creating the graphics and the person that, hosts the radio show over here, like, and, the person that produces the music, like how can I figure out how all that works? So when it was my time, I can create music the way I wanted to, that's what you're seeing with the Punchline Academy. But that 2012 album was just me, proving to myself that I could still rap, I guess, you know what I'm saying? Because I just didn't really care about music anymore. So I was just like, you know what? I felt like most artists at that time, like people don't want to hear like real lyrical artists anymore. So, I was like, fuck it, let me just create something. I produced a lot of those records on that project. And it got a great reception. But then I had took some time off. I took like 6 years off before I even actually wrote like another rhyme. And I think one of the records that you have here, I think the Playing My Position record, that was probably on one of those projects. Because when I came back in 2018, once I was at the radio, I'm like, okay, I need to figure out what do I need to sound like. And at that time, I was, embedded into the strip clubs, right? Because that's kind of like where the people would meet up, right? Because there's no more like Tunnel nightclub, this nightclub, like everybody's in a strip club. So, and when I first came out with that project in 2018, I think the name was called The Untouchables or something. You'll hear like I got like a drill record on there. I got trappy records on there. I got auto-tune records. I was trying to figure out what sound people want. I just noticed that people just wanted exactly what I did from the beginning, which is just give them bars, give them high energetic 90s instrumentals. And again, people are going to listen to certain people for what they like, So if you're listening to like Lil Babies because you like that sound, if you listen to Imphamous Amadeuz, you're going to get that 90s shit, those bars. You're going to get DJ cuts. You're going to get just fire drums, and that's what it is. But I'm happy that I put that 2012 album out. And I think at some point, maybe I'll get a chance to do like a remastered version, where maybe I'll go back and just redo all the beats, keep the vocals the same way, but just redo all the beats to the way that my production sounds now. And then maybe, when people tap back into the catalog, they'll find an appreciation for that.
That sounds amazing. What was that moment for you where you realized, that love for hip hop?
When I heard this song called "Live and Learn" by this group called Joe Public, and I said this in many interviews. This is not a very well-known record. It's actually not even a full hip-hop record. I would categorize it as New Jack Swing. And if you're not familiar with New Jack Swing is basically all of the records in the early 90s that you love. Montel Jordan, This Is How We Do It, Soul For Real, Candy Rain, Mary J. Blige, 411. I mean, just all of these records that you identify with as the quote-unquote like real R&B record, they were all New Jack Swing records. Bobby Brown, Every Little Step I Take, New Edition. I mean, we go down the list, right? So this was a record where it was like some guys on the West Side Highway. If anyone who sees this is not from New York City, the West Side Highway goes from Yonkers down to 59th Street all the way down to the previous World Trade Center. So they're on the side of the West Side Highway. They're playing guitars, and I'm like, who the fuck are these guys? Like, it's just something that I was like, yo, this is dope. Like, who the fuck are these guys? Like, I'm from the hood. This is the crack era. Like, it's like, what? These guys are having fun, and I got fiends outside my house. But it was just something about that fucking song, man, that just made me like, yo, this. I want to be a part of this shit. Like, if I could do anything, I want to do that. They were having fun. They were in the rain. You know, one guy was singing, one guy was rapping. They had like the piano in back of the abandoned building. Like, I highly encourage you to go check that video out. It's called "Live and Learn" by Joe Public. But that was the record that made me like, oh shit, this is dope. Maybe this is something that I may be interested in doing.
The music came first for everything, or did the video? Were you doing like videography, kind of like what Paul Heyman used to do before he transitioned?
Oh, you're a wrestling fan.
Listen, man. I'm so exhausted from
WrestleMania 40. Cody finished his story. How you feel? You seen Rock? He handed Cody something. I think what I think he handed Cody was the watch that his dad pawned, because he said, "You're never gonna break my heart again."
Yeah.
So he probably, they're gonna build for that storyline. I think when Roman comes, not to go off topic, but I'm a big wrestling fan too.
Oh no, we can talk about it. It's fine.
Yeah. I think they're sending Roman away, obviously.
But you also know leukemia came back, so I guess he also needs that time too.
Of course, yeah. But when he comes back, they're gonna push him as a babyface. They have to push him as a babyface. He can't come back as a bad guy. There'll probably be like a dual bloodline story, almost like NWO back in the day, like Hulk Hogan's NWO and Wolfpack NWO. They're probably gonna go that direction. At least that's what I think they're gonna do.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, right? Was it weird to see Cody win after everyone asking for the last 2 years? Extremely. I was happy for him.
Not really, because they're pulling the curtain behind wrestling now. So I think before it was like they always blurred, like in the Attitude Era, they always blurred the lines between reality and what was scripted. Yeah. And I just think now, so what's today? All right, so tomorrow they have this thing behind the curtain that they're debuting on the WWE YouTube channel, where they're gonna show you how they put together WrestleMania.
Oh, that's pretty cool though.
But like literally, like the decision to change from Rock and Roman to Cody, and like that whole thing. Now that TKO owns it, which TKO, for those who don't know, TKO owns UFC. Now they own WWE. I think they're just gonna.
And Ari Emanuel is the Rock's agent.
Yeah, so I just think that they're just gonna straight up just, I think people don't care that it's fake. Like, it's fake. I mean, at least the outcome of it. I mean, the outcome of it is predetermined, but I think people just love the story. And again, it's almost like with hip hop. It's like, if you like it, you like it. You don't, you don't. And wrestling is killing it right now.
And wrestling and hip hop coming together has been life too. Like between Nakamura, Bad Bunny, the Randy Orton song that came out. There's so many like twists and turns, and now that Damian Priest is the world champion, oh my God, Drew McIntyre is an idiot, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean that was great storytelling.
It's
CM Punk. CM Punk screwing Drew McIntyre, and he screwed him on Raw last night.
I know.
Well,
I was at a gig last night, and shout out to Don from the Evening Rush. He gave me one of his AirPods. Like, he was watching it in the show, and I'm here recording video.
Yeah.
And I'm listening to Drew get played by.
Yeah, I'm a big wrestling fan. I've been a wrestling fan since I was a kid. And actually, I was supposed to have R-Truth do Punchline Academy. So R-Truth was supposed to do a freestyle for Punchline Academy. And there's a wrestler on AEW, Swerve Strickland. Yeah, Swerve Strickland. I hope at some point I'll be able to merge hip hop and wrestling, kind of the way Peter Rosenberg has done. Where he's like he's like a commentator. I mean, he's like fucking. I saw him in WrestleMania. He was like interviewing Drew McIntyre, like walking into the arena. I'm like, yo, this is dope. Like, that's something that I hope I get to do in the future.
I mean, the way you're going, because I remember seeing you all over, and you were just with Lord Sear, right? And then I followed you throughout the pandemic because you were always putting out like stuff, and I was learning.
Mm-hmm.
Like we were saying behind the scenes. So I was like, okay. And then out of nowhere, boom. Like, I remember, I think I heard it from Coney Brooks about the Punchline Academy and how I believe he went to go do it or something, or he wanted to do it. But I was like, okay. I like, the poetry behind it. I love watching ciphers whenever I can.
Yeah.
So many different types of styles. So but you're here merging the culture. And now look at where you are. 7 to 9 is a primetime slot for all radio stations.
Yeah, not only that was K Slade's spot. I don't know if you're familiar with K Slade. Yeah, but so they were holding that spot for a while. I think Papoose had something, but they just held it. And then I was approached in September. We had some conversations in September about like, okay, we have this spot and we see what you're doing with the Punchline Academy. And it's crazy because people would always, and I don't want to say it like that, but people would always compare me to K Slade, where in a way, not that I'm him, but when it comes to like my relationship with the underground artists, like the way that they relate to me, the way that I relate to them, the way that I give them opportunity. And it's just fucking crazy how the universe works, how I ended up in that slot. Right, like on the station, because that was his slot, 7 and 9 on Shade. But the Punchline Academy was something that I was working on for a while. It was called Sirius Cipher at first. So Sirius Cipher. If you go like on YouTube, you'll see like people like Lola Brooke, who had like one of the biggest hip hop records over the last 3 years. Like, she rapped on my shit first. You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, it wasn't under my name. So when the pandemic came, the Punchline Academy was something that I was doing on social media, like having guys battle to keep us entertained.
Yeah.
And then the shit just took on a life of its own. It's just like, and now we literally like just have like literally like a community, almost like how the wrestling community is.
Yeah.
But on a smaller level, like, Punchline Academy is a safe space for hip hop lyricists, where they're not judged, where they're comfortable, they can come perform their records and also, give us bars, give us freestyles, and contribute to hip hop in whatever way they see fit.
What happens though, and we see this a lot, right? Because a lot of people are still competitive, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is keeping that spirit nowadays healthy for the hip hop community, or is it gonna kind of lean into what happened with drill and lines are getting blurred and becomes personal? We have people spitting on graves and
no, because this is different. Like when I was having people quote unquote battle, it wasn't really a battle. They were just sparring. It's like, you're 16 against my 16. It's all love. The people decide who's the best. Now there's really no competition. It's like, if you're in the Punchline Academy, you made it. It's 3 guys or girls that we thought can articulate their lyrics in a way that not only people on social media, because the Punchline Academy is 2 different ways. It's like, okay, what you see on social media, but the audio airs on the radio. So, you know, can your lyrics tell a story where people on social media that are visually see it relate to you, but also the listeners on Shade 45 also relate to you as well without actually visualizing you. So they can't see you, obviously, right?
Yeah.
And those are the people that we look for. And more importantly, you know, I look for artists that participate. It's not just like, oh, you know, you're the nicest rapper on your block, you know, Punchline. Nah, you gotta come to the shows. You gotta interact with the community. You gotta, you know, participate in getting merch and just doing different things. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, because we're building a community of creators that's a safe space. So this way, when you drop your shit and your project or whatever, you have people that'll support you. You know what I mean? The biggest mistake that I find that artists make is that they want all this support, but they don't support themselves. And you got to support yourself by contributing.
And see, like, I've had this talk with my partner for a while, right? Because we see certain people and they'll hire the so-called manager, the so-called publicist, the so-called...
I'm going to take you with me because I'm going to refill my drink.
I got you.
So you said the managers and publishers?
You got all these people saying, you know, oh, you need to, you know, just keep putting out music and the rest is history. But then they become so lazy, they're not pushing themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, because the problem is that artists have this misinterpretation that their only job is just to rap. And unfortunately, you know, it's not like that. Like you have to do more than rap. You have to be a complete brand. You know, at times you're gonna have to get down and dirty, man. You're gonna have to do your own artwork. You're gonna have to, you know, shoot your own videos. I mean, you're gonna like what are you willing to do to craft your dream? And unfortunately, nowadays it's not just, you know, there's no record label coming for you. You know, I mean, they're not coming. You know, like you have so many different means of distribution nowadays. Why would a label come for you unless you have this crazy, amazing following? You know, But I also find that artists, for some reason, have a misinterpretation that you have to be like a Drake or someone that has millions and millions of followers to make a living. You know, we can just compare it to the streets. Like, you know, if you were, let's say, if you were going and you were selling Nutcrackers, right?
Yeah.
Or if you were like a Lyft driver. Let's say you're a Lyft driver, right? And okay, so you're a Lyft driver. I mean, and you make a living, you feed your family off of Lyft. I mean, how many people are you driving in a week? Are you driving 1 million people? No, you probably got like a good 150 trips you did. And you paid it's the same thing. Like you got to find like a good 50 to 100 people that's willing to spend money with you. And you can make a living. If you go by the notion that you need to be a megastar, you know, and that's just what it is, you know? So
talking about doing the dirty work, right? You're a videographer. Did that stem from you just wanting to learn so you could do it for yourself, or did you actually study it?
No, everything that I've done, including being on the radio, is stems from me not wanting to wait for anyone to do anything for me. So DJing, video, beats, every single thing that you've done that anyone has seen me do, it's literally based on that notion that I just didn't want to wait for anyone to do it for me. So instead of me sitting around waiting for the manager or the publicist or making excuses, I learned how to do it myself.
But now, doesn't it get a little difficult with you being in such a high place? Like, do you still feel like you want to still do all of that?
No, that's actually a very good question. You know, that's something that I'm dealing with now because obviously my position has changed. You know, I'm not in the same place. So, you know, in theory, could I go, you know, to a random block and shoot a guy's video? Probably not anymore, right? Because of who I am and what I've become. And at that point, you gotta designate and you gotta allocate. I mean, you gotta give people responsibilities that you trust. But I think forever I will still. I don't want to say micromanage because that's probably the wrong word, but I'm always gonna be hands-on because I'm just not gonna wait for anyone to do anything for me. You know, so like if you see like even like the clips So just like with the Punchline Academy show, like I'm doing the majority of that shit still myself. The film, I got my guy basically holding the camera. I'm editing the fucking video. The beats that you hear on the Punchline Academy, Cypher, I'm producing all those beats. I'm producing the radio beds that you hear in the backgrounds during the talk breaks. I'm booking the artists. Like I'm literally doing almost the same thing. But you're right. It gets to a point where you have to kind of sit back and say, okay, can I move the same way I did 10 years ago? And that's probably not the case.
And isn't that hard to kind of like balance that out, being that you do so much and you want to like still do everything? Like, how do you schedule it? How do you even get time to sleep?
You sleep when you're dead. That's
Okay,
my motto.
I like that. Okay.
You'll have enough time to sleep when you're in a fucking casket or urn. You know what I mean? I mean, you know, I saw this very interesting quote that Steve Harvey did, where I guess he said rich people don't sleep 8 hours a day.
Okay.
Right? Like if you want to be rich, if you want to be successful, like you cannot afford to sleep 8 hours a day. Like how could you? Like, you know, you're waking up at 10 o'clock in New York, but guess what? The stock's already opened, you know, in LA or whatever. Like he said it like some sort of way like that. And, you know, I guess I don't know. Like, I don't know because I'm still learning as I go along as well. But the question you asked is something that I'm actually dealing with in real time. Like the fact that I've done all these things and it's like, okay, so now, like I had to change my phone number. You know, like I literally had to make a decision where it was like, okay, I know the show is coming, right? And I have to raise my value. How can I be valuable if everyone has access to me? If every person can talk to me directly, where's my value? You don't value things that you have access to. It needs to be something that you're trying to obtain, right? So like I had to change my number. And it's fucking crazy. Like I almost had to cut off like almost every person that I know. Or every person I had a conversation with. Or every person that I gave information to. But I guess the unique thing about when this type of thing happens to you, whether it's you getting a record deal. I mean, what happened to me is like I got signed to a radio station, right? So it's like almost like getting a record deal. Yeah. It's almost like if you got a promotion at your job or some shit, right? Or like whatever, you became the boss. The luxury of that is you can pick and choose who you want around you. When you're grinding and you're coming up, you got to deal with everybody because you're just trying to figure out what works. So I'm trying to figure out what works for me. I'm trying to figure out what works for you. I'm trying to figure out what works for the guys down the street. You're seeing past the flaws in people. You're dealing with certain shit that you would not fucking deal with on a day-to-day basis. But because you're grinding and you're on offense, you're just dealing with everything and you're pushing forward so much that you don't realize how many people are actually pulling from you. You think people are pushing with you, but they're pulling. They're pulling and they're taking and they're trying to grab. Once something happens like what happened to me, now you switch from offense to defense. You're no longer on offense. Now your job is to protect everything around you because you don't have to figure out what works anymore. You know what works. You know, I know Punchline Academy works. That's it. It's proven, right? Yeah. So now you have the luxury of picking and choosing who, what, when, and where you want around you. And that at times, at least I'm learning, again, this is happening in real time. That is probably the most difficult thing that I had to do. Out of all of this shit, out of all the grind, out of everything, that decision right there was probably the hardest.
Does it ever get easier? Like, I've come to learn, like, I'm not saying I have a big platform like yours, but platform. Sorry, I thought I said it. I slurred my word. But as a photographer, because I've been doing that for 15 years, I finally got to the Jada Kids concert in Orlando, you know. So ever since then, like, I've been getting more gigs. And even, like, somehow, like, I got to talk to you. I get to talk to Alex, to talk to all these people that I used to see on TV or listen to. And holy shit, now I'm here.
Yeah,
you know?
You're conversating. You're in the room. Yeah.
And I've come to notice, like, the last few years, the more I've been excelling, the people I saw were my family, the people I thought that were my friends. And that's something I'm still trying to get used to. You know,
what they're you feel like they're acting
they're fading,
envious,
they're fading like the Homer Simpson meme.
That's gonna happen. That is the sad. You know how they say at the top it's lonely.
Yeah,
that is the fucking truth. That is the truth, and all you can do as a human is just trust your instincts, and like don't second guess yourself. If you feel something and you feel that's what it is, it probably is what it is. Like you wouldn't be in rooms with like people like myself or DJ Epps, or you know, if you weren't doing something that's working. You can't second guess yourself. Like you gotta just stand on it and you gotta go forward, and you'll learn along the way. But you can't let your you can't let the noise around you cloud your vision, I guess.
How did you block it?
I mean, I blocked it because I've been able to do everybody's job, right? So I put myself in a position where if someone walked in the room, they would find a reason not to eliminate me. If someone was coming in the room and was like, okay, well, we got the cameraman, the audio guy, the host, the photographer, the sound man, this guy, that guy, the art, the graphic designer. Okay, I want to cut this guy, cut this guy, cut this guy. But when they looked at me, they'd be like, okay, we can't cut him because every reason why we would think we cut him, he has value in that. Or, okay, he can replace, if I want to cut the sound engineer, I can replace him with Inf. You know, and I just set myself up in that way on the chessboard. You know, life is chess, it's not checkers. So you're playing chess every single day. You literally gotta move 5 steps ahead. So if you're trying to do move A, you need to already be thinking about move E. And how that's gonna go, and the different variations and the different obstacles that you're gonna have to deal with, because there are gonna be curveballs and it's gonna be swerving and it's gonna be all that. So you prepare yourself by making sure that you are the person in the room that can't be eliminated.
With that being said, then, you know, they say it's only at the top, but who is your support system? Because if we learned anything from the pandemic, is one, find your support system, and two, you know, protect your mental peace at all costs.
My wife. I've been with her since I was 21 years old. So I just told you I'm 41. So I've been with her from the beginning. So she doesn't know this version of it. Like she knows like the jail version. You know, when I met her, I was on the run from federal parole. So she's seen that, but definitely her, my kids. I do have a good amount of solid people around me that I've met along the way. Like, you know, you hear me say Gage 110. You know, Gage is he's my childhood friend. You know, I've known him since I was 15. Again, he knows the other version of me that people may not know. You know, I met Party G along the way. You know, he's been a solid asset. You know, Blazin has been around for a while. Of course, you know, Sha Boogie has been my film person. He's been with me at some of like my most vulnerable times. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't leave me in the rain. And I guess like those are the people that I've surrounded myself with. Because again, like you go in a room full of 100 people. And remember I was talking about like we're on offense. So we're just pushing. And you think everybody's pushing with you. And you'll realize like once you make the transition that a lot of people are pulling. You just got to figure out like, okay, who is the people that's actually on my side? Like who has my best interest at heart? Like who sees the actual value in what I'm doing? And you'll learn that by trial and error, by tripping and falling.
I trip and fall a lot, you know. I'm actually a klutz in real life.
Yeah, are you?
Listen, I broke my collarbone, my leg. Holy shit, where did my dog come from? So sorry. I looked down and my dog was just staring at me.
Yeah.
So
I see you. What kind of dog you have?
Come here, Squishmallow.
See, like I just said dog, and my dog was coming. I have a English bulldog
over here
named Oreo.
I love how you somehow make it to every podcast, little man.
No, because when you come on, you see yourself like petting the dog. So
I mean, that was that too. Because I keep him here because he's a rescue.
Is that a Chihuahua?
It's a Chihuahua Jack Russell.
Okay.
So he's a rescue, so he gets very anxious for long periods of time.
Yeah,
so he's either with me, my boyfriend, my mom.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because when I got him, all you could see was his spine. Like that's how skinny.
Wow. Wow. You know, my dog is actually a rescue too. Oreo. He was like tied to like a pole in the Bronx, and my sister was working at a veterinarian in the Bronx, and she saw him. And this is when I had like first purchased my house, and my sister called me. She's like, "I know you always wanted," because I used to have like a bulldog medallion back in the day. And my sister was like, "I know you wanted a bulldog. You know, he's not in the best of shape. Like his hip was dislocated. He had like scabs. I guess they were like, you know, abusing him." But, you know, my sister said something to me that, like, I'll never forget. She was like, you know, the dog is kind of like you. It's a diamond in the rough. A little bit of loving, a little bit of direction. You know, he'll be right back on his feet. So I took the dog, and this guy's, like, running around like he's fucking ready for those, like, dog championships on ESPN. No.
Oh, my God. When this one goes outside and, like, God forbid the bird, he want to go start chasing it, he'll go start barking at other dogs.
That's cool, man. Shout out to the dogs. We love the dogs.
Yeah, man. My little road hound right here with the Napoleon complex.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I don't know. I feel like he's been in so many episodes lately. Like people are literally asking for him. I'm like, I'm not bringing him to a show.
I mean, you gotta make him a part of the show. Like you gotta give the people what they want.
No, they told me to bring him out to my next concert that I throw.
Oh, no.
I don't mind if he sits on my lap. I record from like I have a photo studio on one side here. Well, not in this room, but like in this building. And then I have a podcast studio if I have physical guests. You know, when I do the podcasting here, he sits and he's fine and he relaxes. I really think he's paying attention sometimes. I just won't have him around like people because you never know.
Yeah.
Because one time someone left some weed on the floor and he ate it and got really upset. And I'm a pothead, but it wasn't me that did it.
Are you? So if you're a pothead, we have the Punchline Piff, which is it was previously 97 Piff. This is like classic old school purple haze, like Hayes, Boudet, Dykeman. So again, I mentioned I'm from Uptown, so I'm from the Bronx. I'm from Marble Hill originally, but I grew up like 5 minutes from Dykeman. So I actually.
By the one train side?
Yes, right by the one train. Yep, I grew up at 225th and Broadway. So I was able to actually track down the original haze, like the original Boudet. So we got that. It's called Punchline Piff. Anytime you see me, the Punchline Piff is always on deck. So next time if I see you, I'll make sure I give you something to test out.
I would love to do like a 420 type thing with you where I'd have you come here, we smoke it.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, let's do it. Let me know. And what we'll do is I'll come to you like for your podcast, and then we'll bring a guest. Like we'll bring like one of these rappers that smoke a lot, and have them come on the show, and me and you'll co-host your podcast.
Oh, that's so fucking cool. I would love that.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that in the near future.
You know, just tell, I guess I would just hit up your manager.
Yeah, Miss Get Adam. Yep, hit up Miss Get Adam, and she'll arrange it.
Where did the whole Get Adam come from?
Yo, that's a great question. So all right, so Get Adam originated on 184th in Audubon, or Amsterdam. That was like some shit like guys were saying on the block. Shout out to my man Ason. So he was taking me over there, and they were like this Get Adam shit or whatever. I'm like, nah, fuck that. We're gonna turn this shit into like a whole label. So I started Get Adam Records. Like I have literally Get Adam tatted like on my arm. This is the only tattoo I have, Get Adam. And then I did like different variations of Get Adam, from I Get Adam magazine to Get Adam Girls to Get Adam Records to you know, again, everything was Get Adam, and it's still Get Adam. It's still, you know, it's still that. But you know, at some point, like when we were talking about when I was behind the scenes, at some point I had to stand in front of the flag. The flag was in front of me, so Get Adam was the thing, and that's what you saw when I was on the come up. And at some point, I was like, you know what, I have to kind of go in front of it and put it behind me. So, you know, people don't hear Get Adam as much as they did before, but I mean, again, it's still Get Adam. So Get Adam is tatted on me. So this is forever.
All right. So I do have 2 of your songs that I do want to play.
Okay.
I have the one with Tamel, and I have playing my
position. Yeah. So shout out to my brother Tamel. For those who don't know, that is the son of Rakim. So that's Rakim's son. I met Tamel at Rock the Bells, at the Rock the Bells concert. Somebody had brought him to me, and I was just like, yo, I don't give a fuck if you Rakim's son, man. You got to go to Punchline Academy. And yo, that nigga, yo, he showed up, he killed it. And I just took like a certain, like a liking to him, like his personality, and what it means, and also what it means to have like this fucking cloud around you. Like imagine like you're the son of like Nas, or you're like the daughter of like Nicki Minaj. You know what I mean? It's like there's such a cloud around them. You know what I mean? So I was like, you know what? Let's I got a funny story. So he asked me to DJ for him at SOBs. This was a Rakim concert. And man, Rakim fans, they're rough. I mean, these guys are like 80s hip hop fans. So they're rough. Like they don't like none of that shit. Like even certain music that we would like, they don't fuck with none of that. They just want that real like hardcore, you know, true to the game hip hop. You know, he was going on the stage doing like, let's say, quote unquote trap records. And I was like, nah, brother, you can't do that like in front of your pop's audience. So I got him in the studio, and we did this EP in one day called The Soul. And we actually have The Soul 2 coming out. It's fully produced by me. It's a good fucking listen. It's a 6. So I don't know what song you have. What do you have? What We Have, or what song you have?
I believe it, because I have the video version.
Yeah, so it's either What We Have or You Know the Deal. It's one of those two.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, you know, and I produced this project, and I think that I was able to bring the best out of him as a lyricist. And then coming out of that project, I do think people saw him differently. You know, I think people didn't just see him as like the son of Rakim. You know, even though that is the narrative that I push, obviously, because, you know, again, like when we're performing, I'm selling a show, right? So, but I think when we did The Soul, I think people really saw him for like who he is as an artist. So I look forward to y'all seeing this.
All right, we're gonna get into this mix on Welcome to the Raw. Well, not mix, these 2 songs on Welcome to the Rawrrzone on our website www.rawrzonenyc.com, on Elgin Sound Radio Tuesdays 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and of course the next in Ohio and 150 other countries on Postal 82.3 FM at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Wake up with us. This is Welcome to the Rawrrzone.
Yeah, run it up.
dangerous groups that we're dealing with now.
Infamous, yeah, Time L. Check. I'm on my ghost. Step back, please don't provoke, but quote this. Hopeless canceled, always stay focused. Easier said than done, no snapping fingers, that's pocus. My whole team is from your city like we the locusts. Put that bug in your ear, and you're blunt in the beer. What they gonna do? Let's get all that hate clear. Don't ever jump to your conclusions, cause we know here. Polluting the youth, cause all of that gang is weird. I'm for the kids like the newest member of Wu-Tang. Welcome classes in session, it's time that we learn some new things. We can own our own, just gotta drop the mood swing so we could be paid in full. Now we make it a crew thing, me and my boo thing. Floating like we was Casper, call me the Holy Ghost, I'm God sent. Before and after my death, A and B, C, I use this time to master. And when I walk through the gates, I step in rapture. Yeah.
Right, kid, you know the deal. Separate the weak from the opposite. You know the deal. Separate the weak from the opposite. Infamous, secret society. Separate the weak from the opposite. Yeah, you right, kid, you know the deal. Secret society. Infamous.
Eliminate the envy, illuminate the century. Hold the weight of the world, just to drop it heavy. Get less if the glass head full of half empty. Get it mixy like the killer, Henny, the Skelly melody. I rock like fire and ice, desire to write. Got me on the flight, where we going next, let's see. Meanwhile, Recoup on the aisle, maneuvering round. Checking on the greenhouse, growing like another pound. It's light work, end of the day, it's my life's work. Trying to fit it in the verse like the tip of the iceberg. Deeper waters, chronicles to that stone corner. The concrete and ropes on it, painted the porch. Chisel my design, couldn't cheat the grind. Times froze, broke the mold, grew old and seeing now. A cold month, waiting for the heat to rise. So be wild for the night, mini on demon time.
Yeah, you mother right, kid, you know the deal. Separate the weak from the opposite. You know the deal. Separate the weak from the opposite. Infamous, secret society. Separate the weak from the opposite. Yeah, you mother right, kid, you know the deal. Secret society. Infamous.
One though. That's right. Yeah. Yo, Bundy, let the melody rock for the drums come in. Let that rock. The world famous. Yeah, Rackets.
The infamous witnesses.
Check.
Your amateur.
Yeah.
The infamous witnesses.
This is that Project Stick.
The infamous witnesses.
Youngin.
Your amateur. The infamous witnesses.
Check. Yo, the rap master, gat blaster, counting stacks faster. I got fiends that cover up the cracks like plaster. I said it with genetics, that's alphanumeric. That means I'm bodying y'all, this with words when I wreck it. You liar, your empire's about to expire. You have to swallow tank of gasoline to spit fire. I'm flyer, I acquire what I desire. That's why your baby mama or pacifier. Focus, raps on 1 day notice. Before me and Otis leave him sprayed like roaches. Cocked a shotgun, his head spun when the Glock rung. It's murder, murder, murder. To the cops come, it's crunch time. With these punchlines, I did too many crimes to ever with the one time. Get at him on me, we the most official. Load the pistol and murk whoever's rolling with you, young.
The infamous witnesses.
Yeah.
Your amateur. The infamous witnesses.
Yeah.
Greatest of all time.
Shout out.
The infamous witnesses. Your amateur. I
told my
witnesses.
Check. Yo. My chain glisten, high all the time. I flame piffin'. The nozzle on the front of the pump, it ain't different. Change position, never lose focus, the same mission. I'm the reason why after the club your dame missing. My click squeeze revolvers with the ease. The trees we breathe, I have sour D's, fogging up the V, hopping out when I'm mobbing with my G's.
talk of the town. The only time you could call her a bird is when she hawking you down. If rap wouldn't need those clowns, he'd sing attention like 6ix9ine and need no ground.
The infamous witnesses.
Yeah. I mean, we not really playing with energy stuff.
Witnesses.
Greatest of all time.
The infamous witnesses.
You're amateur.
The infamous witnesses.
Greatest of all time.
Now that is some lyrical.
Yo, that shit brings such a smile to my face. And I'm so fucking glad that I was able to document that, because that last video that you played is literally a day in my life. So I just told the cameraman just follow me, like for the whole day. Like go to the barbershop, like, you know, go get on the train, you know, go to the station, and then go to, I think, where we met, the showcase in Haiti.
I'm so lather his face. I'm like, y'all look like baby faces right now.
that was you know, that was the song too where I realized, okay, because again, we were talking about like figuring out like where we want to go as creators. When I dropped that record, that's when I knew. I was like, okay, this is what people want to hear from me. They want to hear like that hardcore, like I guess what you would describe as authentic New York. I guess like, you know, vintage New York with bars, you know, bunch of people in the showcase. Man, that was such a great. I haven't watched those videos in a while, so I was like sitting here smiling like, damn, that was dope. That's good to go through the journey.
Like I was preparing for the interview while I was at work because I was trying to drown one of my bosses out. Yeah, so I was like going through it. I'm like, it's refreshing, I guess, because you see all these independent artists now not in that style anymore. Yeah. So to see the videos, kind of like reminding you of like the early '90s and like
to feel like you can feel it. I think that's the difference. Like you can actually feel it. Like you feel like the passion, the authenticity. Like you feel that shit.
Like it, you know, for someone to be a lover of music, you have to feel the music, and like that just brought, like, just even watching this brought back memories. You know?
That was dope, man. That was. I'm glad. Again, I'm glad that I actually got to. I'm glad that I got to experience it, but not only document it, right? Because a lot of shit happens in our lives, we don't get to like photograph it or video it. But I'm glad that we actually got to do that.
So I had asked you about artists before and about music, and we talked about like what they're not doing, but what makes an artist marketable right now?
It's always the same. It's relatability. I mean, you gravitate towards the people that you feel like you can relate to, whether it's being an artist, whether it's being a content creator, whether it's you watch a fucking chef on Instagram. You know, it's just people that you can relate to, and I think that's the problem with music. There's no personality. It's just like, again, I think that's a frustration with just the quote unquote like younger generation, right? Where they'll go and they'll create a record and like they change their voice, and they go from like talking to like you to like talking like me. It's like nigga, you don't sound like that. Like why are you talking like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, and there's just no emotion except a turn up. Like, you know, like we don't want to hear that shit 24/7. You know, I want to hear about your life. I want to hear about you. I want to hear that you can't pay your rent this week. I want to hear that your baby mama's trying to take you to court. I want to hear that you trying to take your baby mama to court for visitation. I want to hear what happened on your
baby mama. Are you?
Huh?
You're not gonna smack a baby mama, are you?
Smack your baby mama? Yeah, that's crazy. Yo, I used to say that shit all the time. Like if you watch like some of you can find a lot of videos of me saying that. When I was younger, like I'll smack your baby mama. She got her real one time, and I actually have an email that's a smackyourbabymama@gmail.com. And like I'll send it to people. Like that's where I take music submissions, and people think I'm joking. I'm like, nah, that's the actual email. They're like, oh, you trying to swerve me? I'm like, no, nigga, this is the fucking email. It's smackyournamewrong@gmail. But again, I think I think if people just be themselves, like you're being yourself. We've been here for an hour and 10 minutes. Like you're not trying to be anybody else. You're not trying to be like Angie Martinez or Sway Calloway. Like it's just you yourself, and this is your story. This is your podcast, and I'm having a great time, right? And
I'm very glad, by the way.
Huh?
I'm glad, by the way.
Yeah, and I'm just being myself, right? And that's what makes chemistry, and that's what makes people authentic. And I think that is what we're missing in music generally. It's just people being themselves, or operating without whatever they feel is the pressures of social media or pressures of them comparing themselves to someone else. Just be your fucking self, and life would just be better.
So I got a couple of more questions for you, and then, so we have Kendrick and we got Cole.
Yeah.
I would be remiss if we didn't talk about this, but how you feel that Cole actually apologized after catching the stray and then responding back?
I think it was the right decision for him, because we're dealing with a person that's like almost 40 and not a person that's 25. I think that's the difference. Like you're older, so I think you look at life a lot different, and maybe he just felt that he should have not fed into that bullshit. Just being like older person. I mean, hip hop has made a mistake by always comparing rap to a sport, but it's not a sport. Like you're not an athlete, you're a musician, right? And often at times, the world has become a place where you want to entertain drama. You got people that want to see Zeus Network all day. Like you got people that want to see WWE all day, right? And you can't dramatize rap when at the end of the day a lot of motherfuckers ain't doing that shit that they talking about, right? I mean, you're not really going outside and shooting people and doing this and doing that. So I think what we saw from Cole is a grown-up response, and if it felt right to him, then I support it. I mean, the inner hip-hop fan in me want to see you go and body Kendrick. Of course, like I want to see the battle, but what does Jermaine want to do? Not J. Cole, like the person, like him. If it felt right to him, then that's what it is.
I personally was just glad that he just chose to do, like you said, what's right for him. Because I always used to see a lot of people like change up the moment they got a little bit of attention, and they forget who they are, so they become more of a dickhead and more of a dickhead. It's good to see as you get older, you're still keeping the same values you came into the game.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, Kendrick has kind of been out the loop for a while, so I would say he is the quote unquote underdog. So Kendrick did something that was going to get attention, because in reality, okay, they say the quote unquote big three, but nobody's really talking about Kendrick because he's not dropping enough. Like all you've been seeing is Drake, all you've been seeing is J. Cole. You see no Kendrick. So he just did something to catch the
attention.
To catch the attention. And I think with Cole apologizing was more of him saying, I don't think that he was apologizing for dissing him. I think that he was apologizing more for feeding into the nonsense.
I believe
like
that.
to feeding into the trap that was set for him.
Yeah, because I know I probably enjoyed it, because he did sound like he enjoyed putting out 7-minute drill.
Mm-hmm. But it wasn't what he could have did.
Oh no, he could have done way worse than the whole project.
like he was playing around in that shit. Like he could have really went crazy. Like if he really wanted to, he could have really disrespected.
Do you feel like, because I feel like I've seen so many releases from Cole, right? But Cole could release 100 songs in a month and people are still going to listen to it because it's Cole. When independent artists drop 5 songs in a month or in a span of a fiscal quarter, you know, they don't get that many streams.
Well, I mean, they never had a machine behind them. I mean, you can't compare it. I mean, Cole comes from the end of the physical era into the digital era. So, you know, he was still in a position where he got a certain amount of money that was non-recoupable, like in his advance. So if he, you know, if his budget was like $2 million, he probably got like $300,000 that was for himself, and the rest was to marketing. We're in a different time now. You know, the labels not coming and investing that amount of money with social media, because now you have direct to consumer. Like you technically don't need the label to get to the consumers.
And that's the same too with radio, because shout out to Ahmed. He was at the event from Power of the Industry, Power 105. He was talking about, even with the radio business, like, you know, you could connect with the DJs, and that's not a problem. That's great if you connect and you network with DJs and you learn more about what you're supposed to be doing in your craft. But if you're not reaching the program directors, you're not getting your music far.
That's a catch-22, because his perspective comes from an infrastructure where it's free, right? So to listen to him, all right, so we live in a day and age where people listen to what they pay for.
Okay.
If that makes any sense. If you subscribe to Pandora, that's what you listen to. If you subscribe to Spotify Premium, that's what you listen to. The problem with terrestrial radio, and when I say terrestrial radio, for people who don't know, terrestrial radio is FM radio.
Yeah.
This is radio in the car, every FM station. It's free radio, right? So if you don't want to listen to it, you just don't fucking listen to it because you don't pay for it. I mean, period. I mean, that's the era that we're in right now. Like you see people like subscribing to like I mentioned Zeus Network earlier, right? I mean, if you want to watch Bad Girls Club, you pay for it and you watch it. If you want to watch Netflix, you pay for it and you watch it. I think with SiriusXM is a lot different because it's a subscription-based platform. So the people that listen to SiriusXM, they want to listen to it. So I again, from my perspective, I think that's slightly incorrect, because when he says radio, he's talking about the free platforms, the quote unquote free platforms where people can access it for free. You know, then you also got to take into consideration that the free platforms are playing music that's not curated for the people that are actually listening to them. And that's like a whole other conversation.
But see, that's why we're gonna do that smoke session. We'll learn more.
You know, that is a whole completely other conversation that we're gonna smoke 97 pips, so I can break that down for y'all.
I look forward to that. I love learning about it, you know. But I've watched some of your interviews, and one question that you ask, it stands out to me, right? Because what I would ask people is, without doing what you love, who would you be? And then you ask, what do you want your legacy to be? So be without all of this, and then going forward, because it's going only but up for you now.
Yeah, the trajectory is up.
Yeah. What do you want to like?
I guess when it's all said and done, I want people to know that I did things from a genuine perspective. It was really from a space where I really wanted to give something to people that they could gravitate to, that their families can gravitate to. You know, I've had like one day I sat back and I just did like the calculations of how many artists I've put in a cipher, and it was over 1,100 artists. Like over 1,100 independent artists have rapped on the radio just off the strength of talent and nothing else. Just rapping. And out of that crop of artists, I've had at least like 5 or 6 that have passed away. And when their families look back at it, like, damn, they did the Punchline Academy. They got to, rap on SiriusXm. They got to rap on Shade 45. And I think ultimately that's what I do it for. I do it because I want not only yourself, but people around you to know that your contribution, whether it was small or big, was recognized, and it was curated in a way where you could shine and we could highlight who you are, not only as an artist, but a person. And I think that's ultimately what it comes down to.
That's a beautiful answer, man. I love it.
That is like the most honest, like genuine answer I could give you.
So as I'm manifesting the future millions that will be watching this,
yes.
Where can everyone find you?
Well, first and foremost, you can listen to the Inphamus Amadeuz SiriusXm Shade 45 every single Wednesday, 7 p.m. EST. The Punchline Academy, you know what it is. Make sure you are absolutely and definitely in the left lane. I promote drinking and driving, which I shouldn't. I promote driving over the speed limit. And make sure you're on cruise control. It is a great 2 hours of radio. So it's radio 2 hours. Everything that we spoke about in this interview, I'm creating radio the way I want it to sound. So you're getting like authentic, sound that you want. I just want people to get in their car and just forget about what the fuck is going on in their day. Like, I want you to forget about like your problems with your boss, your problems with your wife, your husband. Just get in the car. If you got a blunt, light it up. Fuck it. If you got like a little drink, drink it. Don't go too fast and just go and take a ride with me. You should follow me at Imphamous Amadeuz.
And avoid the 12 while doing this.
Huh?
And avoid the 12 while doing it.
Well, that's why you got to be on cruise control. Because if you're on cruise control, the 12 won't be fucking with you.
I get that, but I'm like, so I know a lot of Greek people, and Greek people don't be using cruise control. They don't give a fuck. They'll go 90 and not give a shit.
I drive, as soon as I get on the highway, I put cruise control on.
See?
Any highway I drive on, cruise control is on.
It's just because it's a vibe.
Well, it's a vibe, but it avoids a lot of problems that you may experience when you're in the left lane. Just put the cruise control on, you'll be okay.
Oh, man. So it's your homegirl, Ivy, and my canine co-host who's sitting next to me, Mello, the Canine Crusader. You can find us everywhere at www.rawrzonenyc.com. Everywhere, Rawrrzone NYC. We are on YouTube at Rawrrzone NYC. Catch our interview with the Imphamous Amadeuz on iHeartRadio, Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, Stitcher, TuneIn, whatever you podcast, you'll find us there under Rawrrzone Media. As for myself, now I can go through the whole spiel because I didn't even do that in the intro, and I know I'm gonna have to plug that in later. But you can find
she needs to smoke.
I did. Listen,
send us some bud.
I chill. I can't rap for shit. I used to make jokes when I was managing like live.
No, I'm saying if they're watching this, to send you some weed because you need to smoke. That's all.
I mean, I was smoking right. I smoked right when I got home because I work with kids. So
okay.
But yeah, don't forget to catch us on What's SmackDown on SmackDown, courtesy of Ramble Mania. Shout out to TJ, 6XL, Hazel the Eye Zombie, the former Tribal Chief Jay Savage, Bebe, and myself, the current 5-time Ramble Mania Women's Heavyweight Champion with a 12-1 in fucking Mania predictions. Kiss my ass, Tribal Chief. But catch us there. New episodes are coming up very soon. We are on the road to the Give Back for Sean. Jahan Sigid passed away in 2017 after advocating for his final year and a half of life on the dangers of sarcoma. We worked with the Sarcoma Foundation. We're at the races. We're doing the groundwork. Please donate. The link is below. We are on the road to the Give Back on June 22nd with Candy Solid Circle. Remember, catch us on Elgin Sound Radio and the Live 365 app. Catch us on Pulsar 82.3 FM. Artists, if you want to submit your music and you want to be part of our playlist, email us at mnrbooking@gmail.com. Follow us, follow our playlist, and yeah, from myself and the man, the myth, the legend, all the way from the Bronx, we bid y'all a too sweet and a good fight and a good night.
Good night.
Yeah.
Too sweet. Hey.